What's up, guys? Welcome back to Aushoopers TV. This week we got on Biwali Bayles. We've had him on previously, but we've gotten him back on again. Since he signed with the Sydney Kings, he's had the under-20s nationals. He played for Hawaii throughout the whole season, and he just played in the under-19 World Cup. So a lot of things going on for Biwali. Obviously, one of the players to look out for next season. I think a lot of people have their eyes on him. So we're keen to get this episode underway and see what he has to say. What's up, Biwali? How you doing?
I'm good, boys. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Obviously, this is the second time you've joined us. For those who don't know, Biwali's just recently signed with the Sydney Kings. Huge news. Firstly, congrats on the signing. Let's talk about how that opportunity came about. How did the Sydney Kings reach out?
Well, really, like when I was just in class one time when I was in college back at Hawaii, and just coincidentally, the day they reached out to me, I was talking to my mom. Like, she can even tell you, Hesh can probably tell you. I was telling my mom, I was just like, I don't know how much longer I can do this college thing, like academics and that. It's not really for me, and I wasn't really feeling Hawaii, so I was kind of just telling my mom, like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. And then out of nowhere, I got a text from Kevin Lish, and then he was just talking about, like they love to see me in a Sydney Kings uniform, and obviously they don't want me to leave college, but if I do decide to, then there'll be a spot for me. And then yeah, I didn't really look back after that. I just stopped doing all my work, and yeah, basically that happened.
Cool. I don't have to introduce Hesh. Obviously, you guys have been working out for a while. For those who have seen our day in the life video and all these other workouts we've done.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, bro.
So what other options were on the table other than Sydney Kings, if there were any other ones?
Yeah, there was a few talks from other teams around the league, but nothing was really like set in stone like the Kings. There was just a couple like DP plus two. I think there was only like one other team that was like a roster spot that wanted me, but nothing was really like like I said, there was no real like contracts put up. Kings were basically one of the only teams that like were backing up what they were saying. So, and it's home. So yeah.
Sure.
For sure. How's your experience been so far, man? Obviously, it's not ideal with COVID and the rest of it that's going on, and the team's not all there, but the organization in general, how's it been being a King?
It's been great lately. Obviously, like you said, it's just been kind of tough with the whole team not being there. But with us that are there, we're competing every day. We got our coach in now as well, so he's been in for about 2 weeks now, I think. It's been a lot better with him there as well to kind of just understand, his system and what he likes and stuff. But all the guys that are there, we're just competing and trying to set a tempo for when the others get here, and hopefully just hit the ground running once everyone gets here. But yeah, no, it's been great.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you mentioned coaching staff. Chase Buford, for those of you who don't know, is a new head coach. Young coach, looks like he has really good energy, man. What's your relationship been with him since he touched down, or since you got signed, and a few phone calls here and there? How's that relationship developing as well over time?
Yeah, well, when he was like back in America and stuff, like I didn't really talk to him like much of the other people. Like I wasn't really hitting them up, and we weren't talking that much, but we were still doing like check-in phone calls, seeing how each other are going. But once he got into training, I felt like we started a really good relationship. Like you said, he's a young coach and he gets it. He's very passionate. In training, he gets really involved as well. So I like seeing that from a coach as well, because it kind of just builds trust with the players as well. But yeah, me and his relationship is good so far. But yeah, we'll see.
For sure. And then what about yourself, man? Obviously, rookie season, first season as a pro. What do you want to achieve personally? Team aside, I know the championship obviously is big, but from a personal standpoint, what's this season going to mean for you?
From a personal standpoint, obviously, like my goal is just to get to the NBA. Feel like some people might not see that or know that now, but that's my goal. After this season or the season after that, whenever it happens. And I mean, you just know what I'm coming for this season. Like aside, team aside and stuff like that. Obviously, like you said, the goal is to win a championship. But if we're just talking individually, then yeah, you know.
Sure.
Say it. What is it? What do you got? What do you want to achieve?
Nothing, you know.
What do you want him to achieve, Hash? Obviously, you're one of his personal, probably closest trainers. What do you want to see him achieve this season?
I mean, we haven't set aside strict targets as of yet, but the Rookie of the Year has been in the talks. Obviously, like most awards like that are opportunity based. So let's see what kind of opportunity Biwali gets. But I think he has a serious chance if he gets given the opportunity. And I think for him, it's like he already said it. Like I think he has to assert himself as a pro now and understand that he's trying to get to the league and do the necessary from a personal standpoint, understand what it's like to be a pro, the work in, day out, all that type of stuff. I think is going to be massive for him to try and get to the league. Hopefully that's the goal, right?
For sure.
For sure.
This season going to be very beneficial. You touched on it before. Winning a championship is one of the main goals. Sydney.
Yeah, that's the main one. Let me just get that straight. Like before anything, I just want to win the championship. But yeah,
sure. Sydney, I think, is very capable of that this season. They got the Maker brothers. They got Jalen Adams. There's an obvious answer to this, but what do you think Sydney's chances are of winning?
I mean, I feel like Pongras and Paul Smith and the other people involved in putting a team together really put together a team that's going like a good young solid team. You know, we're all energetic. We all love playing defense. They also got a coach to match that. So I like our chances, to be honest. You know, I feel like we're going to wear teams out and like night in and night out. This team's just going to compete, like first and foremost, you know, whether we're not shooting the ball well or, you know, whatever's going on, this team, you can already tell this team's going to compete. So I feel like if you have a team that competes, you know, you have a chance to do anything really.
Sure. We know you were a New South Wales junior. Do New South Wales have the best talent across Australia? I know there's a question going around at the moment.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
Definitely. 100%. If basketball New South Wales wasn't so much about money and actually took talent, bro, I'm telling you, we will be winning nationals left, right, and center. And you can argue that for other states and stuff, but I'm telling you, the talent in New South Wales is unmatched. Like specifically Sydney, I can go out to, you know, say like a Blacktown PCYC or something and find, you know, 10 people that could be on my under 20 state team last season, and we could have won it, you know. So I think that just goes to show like there's so many talented people in this state, and it's sad to see it go unrecognized. But yeah, hopefully that starts to change soon. I feel like it's kind of in the works of changing a little bit, but yeah, we definitely got the most talent.
What's going on over there in New South Wales?
I can't tell you, man. I can't tell you, but it's been like that.
Yeah, I think NBL 1 East might help a little bit coming next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can see you playing that in the off season.
Maybe.
We'll see. Talk to us a little bit about your junior basketball experience. For those who didn't tune into the last one, when did you make your first state team?
I made my first. Whoa, really? I made my first one in under 16's top age, but I left to go to America. So I kind of walked out on them after I made the team, which is like, you know, I still feel pretty bad about. But yeah, because I was supposed to go to high school in America. So that was like my first one, but I didn't really go to a nationals until bottom age 18s. So I guess that was my first time, you know, bottom age 18s.
And then, sorry, Rex, you go.
You go ahead, Ash.
I was just going to say, how was that experience?
My first nationals, I still remember it like so vividly. It was me and Hunter in the backcourt. You already know that's the dangerous backcourt, me and Hunter. But yeah, that was like when I think it was in Geelong. Yeah, it was in Geelong, and Like basketball aside, like it was just so fun. It was one of my first like actual like you know kind of elite tournaments. It's probably one of the best tournaments in the country, like in the age group and stuff. So that was crazy. I was still like, what the hell? Because there were so many other good players, and I was kind of just always playing reps and stuff. But yeah, it was good. We came fifth, and since then I was just like, I never want to lose like a quarterfinal ever again. Because when you're playing on like the back courts on like the second last day, and you're playing for like fifth and sixth spot, it's just terrible. And like, yeah, that's my. But yeah, it was good.
After that tournament, after that you made the 17s Oz team. That was your first time representing Australia. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nah. In 18s, in my first nationals, I didn't get an invite to the 17s camp.
Yeah.
I didn't get an invite, nothing. And I remember I was still real cut up about that. Even though it was like my first nationals, I was still competing with like all these best guards in the country, or the so-called best guards and players in the country. Well, they probably were at the time, but yeah, I was competing well with them. I didn't get an invite, nothing. And then the year after that, 2019, was when I got invited.
For sure. And how was that experience? How was the first time representing Australia and putting on the green and gold?
Yeah, that was different. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you hear people like talking about it, and like obviously I've always watched like interviews and that of all the boomers and people like that talking about it and what an honor it is. But like, as cliche as it sounds and that, there's no real way to explain it. Like when you put it on like green and gold and it says Australia, and then you just know like shit, like like I'm actually representing my country, like it's all legit. That was crazy for me. Like I still get goosebumps. And yeah, even though it wasn't the best tournament, Oceania's not the best tournament, it was just still good. It was still crazy, surreal. Yeah.
So before that first time you represented Australia in the 17s at Oceania, you obviously got an opportunity to go to the Center of Excellence. How was your experience there, and what was life like at the Tube?
Yeah. So I got offered just before the Oceania tournament. Um, it was crazy once I got offered. When I got the phone call from Coach Adam Capon, it was kind of like, at that time, me and my mom had kind of given up on me getting a scholarship down there. Obviously that was like one of my main goals, was to get a scholarship down there. And I thought after nationals, I thought I like kind of deserved one, but I hadn't got the call yet. So when I did, it was just like me and my mom kind of just broke down, and then just going down there and being down there with the best players in the country every day, the best coaches in the country every day. I feel like above all, like as good as it was a great learning point. I learned a lot of stuff there, just like even little stuff like just being a pro, stuff like that. That really helped. My discipline helped with that as well, and just seeing different sides of basketball and different styles of coaching and all different players like that. It was crazy.
Sure. Early, I think last year, you got you committed to Hawaii College. Big news back then. Talk to us about how that opportunity came about, and why you chose Hawaii at the time.
So yeah, I got offered to go. I got offered Hawaii. When like January 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of, I had a few schools like calling me just before that under 20s nationals and stuff like that. And the end of 2019, I had a few schools calling me. That was kind of a busy period, and I was still like, oh shit, like this is the recruitment process. Like I'm living it now. That was pretty crazy to me. I didn't have like any like crazy number of schools, but I had like 6 or 7. So that was still crazy for me. I had a fair amount of options. So yeah, I went on a visit to Hawaii in January, and the vibe just kind of felt right. Obviously, it's Hawaii, So, you're hooping in Hawaii. It sounds nice, But yeah, the coaching staff and everyone, they all just put on a great visit, and it seemed like the right fit. But yeah.
For sure. What advice would you give to anyone kind of in the 03, 04 class right now that are about to commit to colleges, from what you've learned with your season in Hawaii and how it all went? What would be a piece of advice you'd give to people looking to go for the college route?
My first bit of advice that I would say that I wish I did and that I kind of learned is like, don't be afraid to tell the coaches like what you want and what you need. Obviously, like, you got to pick the best school that's going to benefit you and your skill set and to help you to get where you want to be. And just know that, like, with colleges, bro, it's all like, as sad as it is, you'll have the select few that aren't really, but most of it is just an act. Like, if you're going to go on visits or you're talking to coaches, most of them are just going to be selling you stuff, like, selling you a dream, whatever. So don't be scared to just be up front, be up front back with them. I wish I would have did that. But, yeah, I'll give that piece of advice. Just be up front, tell them what you want. And, yeah, you'll see which one's for you.
You averaged 6, 4, and 3 in your freshman year. I mean, most freshmen don't see the court. You had a few games where you had 10 plus. Definitely showed flashes of, NBA potential. What did that season? What did you learn, particularly for your game through the Hawaii season?
What I learned. So I think the main thing for me, like on the court at college, the main thing I learned, I think, will probably be just being a leader. Like, and I feel like I was a leader before college. Like, I feel like that. But, college coaches, and I guess this is how it is in the pros as well. Well, not I guess, that it is how it is in the pros as well, is like, you got to be a different type of leader. Like, there's so much more you got to do. So, like, when I was playing New South Wales or Comets, whatever, I was kind of just getting away with, like, obviously being an all right basketballer, but, like, I wasn't really, making sure my teammates knew what page we were on, or, wasn't really worried about, like, picking my teammates up as much as I should have been. So when I went to college, I kind of learned that it's your job as the point guard to make sure that, your teammates are on the right page, your teammates' heads are right. Even the coach for I kind of just learned that, like, you just got to be more of a leader in more aspects, And I feel like that was a big learning point for me that really helped me.
Yeah, for sure. What about the style of play? We've heard a lot of players compare the college style to basketball here in Australia, or even the NBA style to the NBL. Did you notice any big differences in America with the hoops compared to Australia?
I mean, yeah, obviously, like, in America and, like, college basketball, it's like a lot more physical. The athletes are different, You're you might be going against like 6'4" point guards that jump out the gym, like, that can handle it, shoot it, and, do everything. So, like, yeah, and you got like 6'10" guys jumping out the gym as well, like, just stuff like that. The athleticism was one of the main things I noticed was different. I wasn't really able to just go lay bigger defenders like that, like I would back here. But yeah, obviously that's the main thing. The tempo is obviously a lot different in college basketball. But yeah.
Yeah, nice. So that kind of covers a lot of your journey so far. I guess we've covered your juniors and your state representation all the way to the COE to college. And then we talked about the Kings earlier as well, and what you got set up for the season. What about the future? What do you see Biwali Bayles getting into for the next kind of 10 years with your basketball career? We always joke about it, but you're satisfied, yeah? You made it. You don't have to do anything anymore?
Nah, obviously, like I said, and that, my goal is to get to the NBA. So I don't know when that's gonna be. Like, obviously, I would love it if it was next year or the year after. But just realistically, I don't know when that's gonna be. I don't know when an opportunity gonna present itself. But that's my goal. To just be in the NBA for as long as I can, and yeah.
What do you think's one part of your game you need to work on right now to kind of get to that goal of the NBA?
Um, Probably. Well, like obviously,
Not
like
much.
no, 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 no. I'm just thinking because there's a few that I feel like I need to fix right now to make me like I feel like I could survive on an NBA court, but I feel like there's a few things right now that I have to fix in order to get where I want to be right now. So I feel like that would obviously be like shooting, like shooting off the dribble and stuff like that. And obviously the catch and shoot, turning my three into a weapon, and just decision making like all around, whether that's off, pick and roll, knowing when to go, when to facilitate, when to attack. But yeah, mainly just my decision making and shooting. Feel like once I get those two down pack, it'll make me a better player and give me the chance to hopefully take it to the next level.
For sure. We'll get into some off-court sort of stuff. I thought we could use this opportunity to get to touch on a few deeper issues in relation to your mentality and a couple other things. Firstly, obviously, we know you're a proud Aboriginal man. How important is that culture in your life?
Nah, that's very important. That's how we like grew up. I grew up as a black fellow. Like, that's obviously like that's the main thing in my life besides my family, my culture, and being proud of it and trying to educate others, because I feel like especially in Australia, in the schooling system and stuff like that, it's not really taught, like our culture, what really happened with Australia and stuff like that. Obviously I won't get into it, but yeah, my culture's very important to me. It's something that I hold dearly. And yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Obviously, you're a role model in the Aboriginal community, but I think a lot of people look up to you in general. Obviously, I was with you at that Kings game, and you had that first little taste of a lot of little kids running up on you, trying to get photos and stuff like that. How important is that role model status to you now that you're somewhere that people look up to? Talk to us a little bit about that and how that influences your mentality like these days.
Yeah, no, it's definitely mad, like seeing little kids recognize you and that, and that's something that like you kind of like dream of if you're an athlete. Well, I did anyway. That's something that I kind of dreamt of, like being as a kid, like being a role model and being a public figure. But it definitely comes with a lot of stuff. You got to make sure that, like, well, at the moment I got to make sure like I don't do dumb stuff in public. Like, I'm sure both of you guys probably know, I'm a bit of a clown and stuff. So it just comes with things like that, knowing when and when not to be a clown. And yeah, but it's cool though.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Like I said, we've
Yeah,
touched
man.
on kind of every we've touched on every little segment of your journey, and it seems like, and I've known you obviously, so I know this from a personal standpoint, but it seems like you play with a chip on your shoulder, and you kind of embrace that underdog role, being slept on a little bit. How important have those setbacks and those L's that you may have taken through your junior career and you may continue to take? How important are they in your overall approach to basketball and your mentality?
Bro, yeah, you said it. Um, it's very important. I feel like that kind of stuff makes me the player I am. Like I feel like I'm gonna always be like in the most humble way possible. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I feel like I'm gonna always be slept on. Um, like you said, I've been slept on for like a while. Um, a lot of people like didn't never even really saw me like in the top players in the country for my age group. Some people probably still don't. I don't know. Um, but yeah, playing with that chip on my shoulder, um, it definitely got me to where I am. That kind of I don't really care attitude, like I still remember my first nationals. Like I was coming in, I was just like, which guys are like it's cliche as it sounds. This is literally what I was doing. I was like mapping out which games had like the best players in it, or the most hyped up players, or which ones I've heard of, and I'm just like, all right, like I'm guarding this guy, I'm going at this guy's neck, like and every nationals I kind of just made that my kind of thing, like just go at the best players and show why I should be up there with them. And yeah, that's the kind of chip I have. I feel like it kind of got me this far, and yeah.
We'll get into our fan questions. For those who don't know, we do this every week with our guests. They're fan questions we chuck up on our story, and you guys can ask Biwali. Hesh, you can start us off.
This is from HVM05. If all things go to plan, you have the best season possible. Is declaring for the draft what you want to do?
Yeah, for sure.
This one's from Zach_Kovac24. What footy team do you go for?
The Broncos and South.
And why?
Well, I was born in Brisbane. Half my family's from Brisbane, and then other half of my family's from Redfern. So, yeah, that's it's point where I'm from and shit.
Sure.
Right. Number 3 from Ian Tenorio_16. Who are you most looking forward to matching up with in the NBL?
Bro, I don't want to say that, bro. That's probably you sound like a fan, bro. A lot of people though.
Yeah. Any in particular team?
Hawks, because my boy Jacob Jaconis is on there, so it's gonna be good to talk some shit.
You mean assistant coach, right? Like Jacob Jaconis.
Yeah,
People gonna think he's a player. I'll be like, who's that?
Oh no, the assistant coach, my old Comets coach and state coaches on there. So yeah.
For sure. This one's from @RayScannis. How many points is Delhi dropping on you?
Bro, I don't know, bro. I'm just here to play basketball, bro. I don't know. Bro. I'm not sure. That's a NBA player. That's a boomer right there. A lot of respect for Delhi. One of the greats.
For sure. You don't rate your defense enough to say 0?
I mean, if I say 0, obviously, I feel like I can hold anyone to that. Like, except for LeBron. But, like, if I say that, that's a lot of pressure on me to go out there and do it, So, I don't know. But however many God wants him to. Bro, is he really putting that in here, bro?
This number 5 from Angus Mansfield. I think I know the answer to this. Could you beat Hesh 1-on-1?
Probably not, to be honest. Hesh is... a lot of people don't know this about Hesh, bro. He's a freak athlete, bro. Like, if you look at Hesh, bro, he's about 6'2", but he jumps out the gym and he's as strong as LeBron. So, like, I don't know, bro. And he got a strap. So, yeah, Hesh tough with it, bro.
All right, Reese, let's get on to the next segment, shall we?
The next...
Yeah.
Our next segment is 10 quick questions. We do this every time we have a guest on. Just rapid fire questions. You can use your skip button if you want. What's something you're appreciative of? Could be anything.
Basketball and family. Yeah.
All right, it's a tough one. Might take a little bit of time, but try and make it as quick as possible. Dinner with 5 people, dead or alive.
LeBron. Westbrook. Chris Brown. A Boogie. And probably Tupac.
Cool. Drake or Kanye album?
Drake. Kanye is terrible, bro.
Let's put it out there. Celebrity crush.
Has it changed?
Oh, wait, what was the question?
Celebrity crush.
Oh, I got so many though.
Keep the list short.
I think last time you said Addison Rae.
Yeah. Addison Rae's obviously still up there, but there's a few. Wait, let me think who my main one is now. Oh shit, maybe Kendall Jenner.
Best player in the NBA right now.
Oh, LeBron.
Okay. No question.
Every year.
Okay. He's 38. He's 37 or 38 right now. You still going LeBron?
Yeah. What? Yes, bro. He's the greatest ever every season, bro. He should have. What year is it? What year? This is the 18th year, right?
Yeah.
He should have 18 MVPs, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that, guys.
That's crazy.
All right. Least favorite place to travel in Australia?
Least favorite?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. Least favorite place to travel in Australia? Maybe like Bathurst or something. I don't know. I went there one time. It's horrible.
Who's the best junior Australian right now, under 20? Give your shout out.
Me.
No, like not professional.
I'm under 20 though.
Coming up.
No. Yeah. So obviously we got Tyrese Proctor. Obviously one of the best. My boy Ant Mundine. Isaac Iobi. I think that's his last name. But no disrespect. That's my boy too. Who else? So yeah, that's it. That's all I could think of. All New South Wales people too.
Yeah.
No surprises there. What about the funniest teammate you've ever had?
Funniest teammate I've ever had was my teammate at Hawaii, Javon McClanahan. Bro, that guy's too funny, bro.
Most memorable basketball game you've ever played?
I'd probably say my game against South Australia last year in the quarterfinals. Yep. I think like that was crazy for sure. Like, yeah.
Huge game.
All right. Last question. Who's winning Rookie of the Year in the NBL next year?
Obviously as an athlete, I gotta say me, as an athlete, as a competitor. But there's so many good rookies next year, like it's crazy. I feel like that's one of the bright spots is like all the rookies next year, all of them are tough. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be good. Hopefully people just have fun and have fun watching it. But yeah.
We'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much for joining us. I think we're all backing you this season in the NBL. I think most of us are going to be our second team, or if not, it's not your first team, then our second team is the Sydney Kings. Thank you for jumping on. We know it's time consuming, but we appreciate it, and good luck next season.
Appreciate you guys for having me. Just remember that date now more not led 21617, brother. The shit.
Thank you guys so much for joining us again. Remember, whatever listening platform you guys are listening on, make sure you guys go and subscribe or follow. That's what keeps us going. Make sure you guys do that. Let us know who we should have on next, and remember to drop questions next time we get a guest on, and make them interesting as much as you can. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next episode.